Hey everyone, I have another what I found out from Thailand video to share with you. So if you missed the previous one, I talked about palm sugar and the purity of palm sugar. In this video, I want to touch on coconut water. It's something else that I found out that I find really interesting. And when I found this out, I had the biggest, oh, that makes so much sense now moment. So I want to share this with you. So, as you know, nowadays, packaged coconut water, like, one of these, or in cans or bottles or whatever, they're becoming super popular these days. You can find them on any grocery stores. However, there is a huge range in terms of flavor. I've had one like this one that's quite sweet, it's quite good, and then I've had one that's just so bland, it almost tastes like water with a little touch of coconut water added to it. But they all say it's 100% coconut water, okay? And these are big reputable brands, so did not think that they would mix it or dilute it or anything. But I always wondered why it's such a big range. Now, I grew up drinking young coconut water straight from the coconut. I know what this stuff is supposed to taste like, so it didn't really make sense to me why there's such a big range of sweetness and whatever. And so I always thought that the reason is the ones that don't taste any good, they probably are going for such large volume that they're picking them too young, or or the heating process is destroying the flavor. I don't know, it could be a lot of things. So during this trip, I found out why. So let me back up and explain to you what makes a delicious coconut water. There are two requirements. One, it has to be a young coconut. As coconut gets old, like the brown one that you see and you make coconut milk from it, the water from those are not very good. Two, it has to be a specific variety of coconut called Maprao Nam Hom, which literally translates to fragrant water coconut. It's the kind that we always use if we're going to drink fresh. Okay, and so the coconut water, the packaged coconut water that sell at your grocery store, if it doesn't taste any good, it probably means that it's neither of those two. So either one, it's not 100% young coconut. That's why it doesn't say 100% young coconut water on the bottle. It just says 100% coconut water. So there's some old stuff mixed in. And two, it's probably not the right variety. It's probably not Nam Hom variety. Now, there could be some Nam Hom mixed in, but that's not all there is in it. So that explains it. And how I found these out is as I was during my trip, I was looking at how coconut milk is made. I saw that they had these old coconut, they crack them open, they get the meat, send it off to the coconut milk factory, but they save the water. And so I asked them, oh, like, what are they saving that water for? And the lady told me that, oh, that water is saved so that it can be mixed with young coconut water and packaged into packaged coconut water that you have on your shelf. That explains so much to me. And so different brands will mix coconut water at different ratios depending on, I guess, cost, but also, how sweet they want their product to be. Some brands may want their coconut water to not be very sweet so they can have like less sugar content advertised on it. But everybody has their own formula. A trick that she told me is if you want 100% young coconut water, look for a package that actually says 100% young coconut water. Because if it just says 100% coconut water and not young, it probably isn't all young. Now, having said that, I'm holding this up as an example. This is probably the best version of the packaged one that I've had in Canada. Like, I've tried so many different brands, and this so far has been the one with the most sweetness and the most fragrant. And so I'm assuming that this has a higher ratio of young coconut water in it. Now, how do we feel about this? I mean, are we being lied to? No, not really, because it's still 100% coconut water. It's not saying 100% young coconut water. It doesn't say 100% Nam Hom coconut water. So nobody's lying to you, okay? But also at the same time, like when you look at the packaging, it always has the young green coconut on it. It never has the old coconut on it. So I think there you know, they're trying to create a perception that, oh, this is just like the stuff that you would get when you're in Hawaii or whatever, right? And it's not. So there is some level of, I think, purposeful leaving out of information there, but at the same time, like, they are being truthful. But so it's just one of those, like, okay, it's good to know. Now you know that they're not all the same. Now you can, if you like packaged coconut water, you can look for a brand that tastes best to you. So yeah, there you go. So I don't mean to be like a downer or anything, but I think it's fascinating to know what's behind the food that you buy, and to really realize that, hey, like, we have a lot of assumptions about food. Like, I've seen this and I've always assumed that they were all young coconut water, and they're not. And actually, on that note, I've never seen a brand in Canada that says 100% young coconut water. I think all the brands that I have seen all just say coconut water. In Thailand though, if you're in Thailand, if you go to Thailand, you go to 7-Eleven, there are actually many brands that will say 100% young coconut water, or 100% yang nam hom coconut water. So they're much more explicit about labels in Thailand, because Thai people know better. Like, we know what this stuff tastes like. So when we buy packaged coconut water, I guess the bar is higher. Whereas here, if the people have never had good nam hom young coconut water, they don't know, right? They just think, hey, this is what coconut water is supposed to taste like. So there you go. I hope this has been interesting to you. Let me know your thoughts about this, and hopefully there will be more of these videos in the future. Thanks as always for your support, and I'll see you soon. Bye.